Chapter 3: Rising Tide. The echoes of the skirmish at Zara's Hope still reverberated through the forgotten colonies, marking the moment their existence was thrust into the galactic spotlight. The transition from covert resistance to open warfare had been sudden and brutal, catching many off guard. In the days that followed the initial assault, the colonies rallied with a speed and efficiency that surprised even their own leaders. Years of secret preparation and technological advancement were put to the test as they faced the full might of the alien forces. Captain Jacob Walker stood on the bridge of the USS Phoenix, watching as the last of the civilian transports docked safely within the massive hangar bay. The ship, once a closely guarded secret, now served as the vanguard of humanity's defense. "Status report, Lieutenant," Walker barked, his eyes never leaving the tactical display where dozens of alien vessels approached their position. Lieutenant Mira Joshi's voice was steady as she responded. "All civilians have been evacuated from the outer colonies, sir. Our fleet is assembled and ready for engagement." Walker nodded, a grim smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "Then it's time we show these aliens exactly what they've awakened. All hands, prepare for battle. Today, we fight not from the shadows, but in the light of day, for all the galaxy to see." The echoes of the skirmish at Zara's Hope still reverberated through the forgotten colonies, fueling a fire in the hearts of those who called these remote outposts home. The victory, hard-won, had served as a rallying cry, a testament to the tenacity and innovation of humanity in the face of alien might. And now, the forgotten colonies prepared to unleash their full wrath upon their adversaries. A coordinated assault designed to send an unmistakable message. Humans were a force to be reckoned with, and their determination to protect their independence knew no bounds. Aboard the USS Phoenix, a flagship vessel bristling with advanced armaments, Captain Jacob Walker stood on the bridge, his fingers tapping restlessly on the armrest of his command chair. He stared intently at the holographic display before him, the strategic map of their upcoming offensive floating above the central console. "Status report, Lieutenant," Walker barked, his eyes never wavering from the holographic battlefield. Lieutenant Mira Joshi, the ship's tactical officer, her dark eyes shining with determination beneath short-cropped hair, responded without taking her gaze off the myriad of data streams scrolling across her screens. "All strike teams are primed and ready, sir. Weapons systems at full capacity, shields at 100%, and our cybernetic enhancements are online." Walker nodded, a flicker of a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "Excellent. Our enemies might think us archaic, clinging to our isolated colonies, but they're about to learn just how wrong they are." Joshi's voice carried a note of pride. "Yes, sir. The element of surprise, combined with our advanced weaponry, should give us a decisive edge in this engagement." The captain's eyes shifted to the communication officer, Lieutenant Thomas Bray. "Lieutenant, have we received confirmation from our allies?" Bray, his fingers dancing across the controls, replied, "Affirmative, sir. The fleet from Fortitude is en route and will join us at the designated rendezvous point. Their commander, Captain Andromeda Blake, sends her regards and assurances of a swift and overwhelming victory." Walker grunted in acknowledgement. Captain Blake, a formidable strategist in her own right, had earned a reputation for her bold tactics, an unwavering commitment to the defense of the forgotten colonies. Together, their combined fleets would present an undeniable force. He leaned forward, his eyes narrowing as he studied the holographic projection. Their target was an alien outpost nestled in a distant sector, a strategic hub that controlled supply lines and troop movements throughout this region of the galaxy. Its destruction would deal a significant blow to the aliens' war machine and demonstrate the extent of humanity's reach and technological prowess. "Sir," Joshi interjected, her tone carrying a hint of excitement, "sensors are picking up the first wave of our strike teams. They're moving into position, undetected, just as planned." Walker allowed himself a small smile of satisfaction. The strike teams, comprised of elite special forces operatives, would be the spearhead of their attack, infiltrating the outpost and sabotaging key systems to sow chaos before the main fleet engaged. "Excellent work, Lieutenant," he said, his voice carrying a note of approval. Make sure our ships are in position to provide support when they emerge. This will be a coordinated assault on all fronts. As the Phoenix and its escort vessels moved into their predetermined attack vectors, the atmosphere on the bridge was tense, yet focused. Each crew member was attuned to their task, their training, and their shared purpose binding them together. Walker's voice cut through the concentrated silence. All hands, this is the captain speaking. Today, we embark on a pivotal mission, one that will shape the course of this war and send a message to our adversaries. They may consider us inferior, but their arrogance has blinded them to our true strength. A murmur of assent ran through the bridge, a mix of affirmation and anticipation. We will not falter, Walker continued, his voice steady and resolute. We fight for our homes, for our freedom, and for the future of humanity among the stars. Remember those who came before us, forging these colonies with courage and determination. Their legacy is ours to uphold. A chorus of "Aye, sir," filled the bridge, the crew's eyes alight with shared purpose and the weight of their collective history. The captain's eyes flicked to the communications officer. Signal the fleet to commence the attack. Let's show them what humanity is capable of. Lieutenant Bray's fingers flew across the console, and the Phoenix trembled as its engines roared to life, propelling the ship forward into the heat of battle. The Allied fleet emerged from hyperspace on the outskirts of the alien outpost, their vessels ranging from sleek corvettes to massive dreadnoughts, each bristling with weaponry. The aliens, caught by surprise, scrambled to organize their defenses, their ships scrambling to intercept the human assault. Walker, his hands gripping the arms of his command chair, spoke with calm authority. All ships, begin the attack. Target their command centers and disable their communications. Let's give them a display of human innovation at its finest. The Phoenix and its escorts unleashed a torrent of fire, their advanced weaponry tearing into the alien outpost. Shield generators buckled under the onslaught, explosions ripping through the enemy vessels with devastating force. Joshi, her fingers a blur across her controls, reported with a sharp tone of satisfaction, "Sir, we're breaching their outer defenses. Strike teams are engaging. Multiple targets neutralized." Walker allowed himself a moment of pride. "Well done, Lieutenant. Keep the pressure on. We strike hard and fast. No quarter, no mercy." The Phoenix weaved through the chaos of the battle, its maneuverability a testament to human engineering. Alien vessels, their designs archaic by comparison, struggled to match the agility of the human fleet. One by one, they fell prey to the onslaught, their hulls scarred and torn by the relentless barrage. "Sir," Bray's voice rose above the din of battle. "The aliens are deploying a new type of fighter. Small, highly maneuverable, and equipped with powerful disruptors. They're targeting our strike teams." Walker's eyes narrowed as he studied the new threat. "Joshi, countermeasures? We can't let them jeopardize our ground forces." Joshi's fingers flew across her console, her dark braids whipping across her shoulders with each movement. "Disruptor pulse incoming. It should neutralize their disruptors." A brilliant flash of light erupted from the Phoenix's forward cannons, a concentrated blast of energy designed to disable the aliens' weapons, without causing widespread destruction. The alien fighters, caught in the pulse's path, sputtered and veered off course, their advantage momentarily negated. "Excellent work, Lieutenant," Walker praised. "Now, let's give our ground forces some breathing room. Target the aliens' barracks and support structures. We hit them where it hurts." The Phoenix pivoted, its guns blasting the designated targets with surgical precision. Explosions rocked the outpost, sending alien vessels tumbling out of control, their navigational systems failing. The human fleet pressed their advantage, their superior technology and tactics overwhelming the disorganized alien defenses. As the battle raged, a new voice crackled over the comms, Captain Andromeda Blake of the USS Defiance. Her voice, crisp and confident, carried across the channels. "Phoenix, this is Defiance. Our analysis of their shield harmonics suggests a frequency that should breach their defenses. Stand by." The Defiance's forward cannons unleashed a unique energy burst, a specially modulated frequency designed to disrupt the alien shield generators. The outpost shields faltered, their protective barriers flickering and failing under the strain. "They're down," Joshi exclaimed, a note of triumph in her voice. "Alien shields are failing across the board. Target their command center," Walker ordered, his voice steady. "We take out their leadership, and the rest will crumble." The fleet unleashed a concentrated barrage on the outpost's central tower, a symbol of alien dominance in this sector. The tower shuddered under the assault, its structure weakening. Explosions tore through its upper levels, sending showers of sparks and debris into the surrounding space. "Direct hit, sir," Joshi reported, her eyes shining. "Their defenses are in disarray, and their command structure is neutralized." Walker allowed himself a fleeting moment of satisfaction. "Finish them, Lieutenant. Let's leave no doubt in their minds about the price of challenging human colonies." The fleet responded with renewed fervor, their cannons tearing into the already weakened outpost. Alien vessels, their maneuvers desperate and chaotic, couldn't withstand the onslaught. One by one, they fell, consumed by fiery explosions that lit up the darkness of space. As the battle raged, the strike teams emerged from the outpost, having completed their sabotage missions. Their sleek, arrowhead-shaped craft danced through the fray, their pilots using evasive maneuvers honed through countless simulations. Walker, his eyes never leaving the tactical display, addressed the fleet. "Well done, everyone. We have delivered a powerful message. But we're not done yet. Let's pursue the retreating vessels and make sure they think twice before provoking us again." The Phoenix and its escorts gave chase, the vengeful ghost of humanity's forgotten colonies. The aliens, realizing their defeat, attempted to flee, but the human fleet was relentless. They hunted down the stragglers, their weapons blistering the hulls of the escaping vessels. Finally, as the last of the alien ships was disabled, a chorus of triumphant cheers erupted across the comms. The forgotten colonies had asserted their dominance, and the aliens would forever remember the price of underestimating human ingenuity and resilience. In the aftermath of the battle, the human fleet surveyed the destruction they had wrought. The outpost lay in ruins, a stark reminder of the cost of war, but it also stood as a testament to humanity's determination to protect their homes and their right to exist independent of alien rule. Aboard the Phoenix, Captain Walker convened a debriefing with his senior officers. The mood was triumphant, but their work was not yet done. "This victory sends a clear message to our adversaries," Walker stated, his eyes fixed on the holo display of the damaged outpost. "But we must remain vigilant. They will regroup, adapt, and strike back with renewed fury. We need to be ready for whatever comes next." Joshi, her face illuminated by the soft glow of the tactical display, nodded in agreement. "Absolutely, sir. The aliens have likely realized the extent of our technological advancements. They'll devote significant resources to countering our strategies." Bray, his fingers tapping thoughtfully on the console, chimed in. "Agreed, sir. And their sheer numbers cannot be overlooked. We have dealt a severe blow, but they possess vast reserves of ships and troops. Our advantage may be temporary." Walker's expression turned grim. "Then we use this respite wisely. Joshi, work with our cybernetics teams to further enhance our systems. Every edge we can gain, we take. Bray, keep our communications secure and monitor for any signs of retaliation." The officers nodded, their focus turning inward as they prepared to fortify their already impressive defenses. The peace, they knew, would be fleeting. Days passed, and the forgotten colonies basked in the afterglow of their victory. Celebrations erupted across the outposts, their inhabitants proud of the defiance and bravery their fleet had displayed. But beneath the revelry, a sense of foreboding lingered. They knew the aliens would not concede so easily. Captain Andromeda Blake of the USS Defiance, her dark curls framing fierce eyes, stood aboard her ship, addressing her crew. "This battle has shown us the true extent of human resilience and resourcefulness," she said, her voice carrying across the bay. "But we must not rest on our laurels. The aliens will adapt, and their hunger for our territories will only grow. So, we prepare, we train, and we innovate, knowing that the war is far from over." Across the forgotten colonies, the people rallied, their spirits fortified by their recent triumph. They understood the stakes and the necessity of their continued vigilance. The time for secrecy was over, and they were determined to prove their worth, both to themselves and to their adversaries. In the depths of space, the aliens' high command seethed with rage and humiliation. The defeat at the hands of the humans, an inferior species in their eyes, was an insult that could not be borne. A new strategy was formulated, one born of desperation and anger. They would strike at the heart of the forgotten colonies, targeting their most vulnerable outposts with overwhelming force. The attack came without warning, a barrage of alien vessels descending upon a remote human settlement. The colonists, unprepared for the ferocity of the assault, struggled to mount a defense. Their meager defenses crumbled under the onslaught, their homes and lives laid to waste. Captain Walker, aboard the Phoenix, received the distress signal and galvanized his fleet into action. This is an unprovoked attack on a peaceful colony. He raged, his voice vibrating with fury. We will make them pay for every life lost, for every home destroyed. All hands, battle stations. The Phoenix and its escorts leaped into hyperspace, racing to the aid of their brethren. They emerged from the hyperspace lanes to find a scene of devastation. The alien fleet, their shields gleaming with malicious intent, surrounded the beleaguered outpost, their cannons tearing into its fragile defenses. Target their lead vessels? Walker barked, his voice tight with controlled fury. We hit them hard and fast. Teach them the true cost of their arrogance. The human fleet, their advanced weaponry calibrated for maximum destruction, unleashed hell upon the unsuspecting aliens. The defensive pattern of the alien fleet, designed to overwhelm the outpost, left them vulnerable to the human counterattack. Their vessels buckled and burned under the targeted barrage. Lieutenant Joshi, her eyes shining with a mix of rage and satisfaction, reported, "Sir, their shields are failing. We're breaching their outer defenses." Walker allowed himself a brief moment of grim satisfaction. "Keep the pressure on. We cripple their command ships, cut off the head of this Hydra, and the body will falter." The Phoenix zeroed in on the alien flagship, a massive vessel bristling with weapons. Their concentrated fire tore into its shields, overloading the protective barriers and exposing the vessel's vulnerable interior. "Direct hit, sir," Joshi exulted. "Their flagship is disabled." Walker's voice carried a note of cold fury. "Finish them. Show them the true meaning of retribution." The Phoenix's cannons let loose a final, annihilating blast, tearing through the alien flagship's hull. Explosions rippled through the vessel, sending it careening out of control. A burning tomb for its doomed crew. Across the battlefield, the aliens, stunned by the ferocity of the human counterattack, attempted to regroup, but the human fleet, fueled by righteous indignation, pressed their advantage. They swarmed the alien vessels, their pulse lasers shredding through shields and hulls with ruthless efficiency. One by one, the alien ships fell, their wreckage littering the void. Those who attempted to flee were mercilessly hunted down, their escape routes cut off by the relentless human pursuit. In the silence that followed the annihilating battle, the human fleet surveyed the aftermath. The destroyed alien vessels, their twisted hulks hovering in the vacuum of space, served as a somber reminder of the true cost of war. But it also stood as a warning to any who would dare threaten the sovereignty of the forgotten colonies. Captain Andromeda Blake, aboard the Defiance, spoke with grim satisfaction. This victory sends a clear message to the alien forces. They cannot hide behind their notions of superiority any longer. We have proven our mettle, and they will think twice before launching another unprovoked attack. Aboard the Phoenix, Captain Walker addressed his crew, his voice filled with pride. "Today, we avenged our fallen brethren. We showed the aliens that humanity will not be cowed, that our independence is non-negotiable. But our work is not yet done. We must remain vigilant, for they will surely strike again." The forgotten colonies, united by shared triumphs and tragedies, emerged from the shadows of secrecy, their existence known throughout the galaxy. Tales of their defiance and technological prowess spread, earning them the admiration and respect of other sentient civilizations. Yet, the respite was fleeting. The aliens, driven by their insatiable greed and thirst for conquest, forged new alliances and honed their strategies. They sought revenge, their military might bolstered by desperate factions seeking to erase the stain of their previous defeats. Captain Walker, ever vigilant, gathered his senior officers in the Phoenix's strategy room. The holographic display before them depicted a galaxy teeming with potential threats, each flashing like a warning beacon. "They're coming," Walker stated, his voice grim. "And this time, they're bringing everything they have. Our colonies, our homes, are in their sights. We must be ready." Lieutenant Joshi, her expression determined, nodded. "Our cybernetic enhancements and advanced weaponry give us an edge, but it won't be enough. We need to fortify our defenses, train our people, and prepare for the inevitable." Bray, his fingers hovering over the controls, spoke softly, his eyes never leaving the glaring display. "Every colony must be made ready, sir. Fortitude, Titan, Liberty, they're all targets now. We need to coordinate our efforts, pool our resources, and stand united against this threat." Walker's gaze swept the room, his resolve mirrored in the determined faces of his officers. "Then that's what we'll do. We've earned our place among the stars, and we will not be cast aside. Joshi, activate the Colonial Defense Network. Bray, establish secure channels with our sister colonies. We are the forgotten no more, and we will show our enemies just how formidable we've become." A chorus of assent rang through the room, the officers' faces reflecting their unwavering commitment to protecting their homes and their newfound place in the galactic community. They had risen, and they would not be forgotten again. The Phoenix, its powerful engines rumbling with contained power, led the fleet through the vastness of space, a guardian of humanity's forgotten colonies. Their journey was a testament to resilience, innovation, and the unyielding spirit that bound them together. They were a force to be reckoned with, a beacon of hope for all who sought freedom in the face of alien oppression. As the fleet pushed onwards, Captain Walker stood at the helm, his eyes fixed on the stars ahead. The weight of command settled heavily on his shoulders, but he bore it with the quiet strength that had seen him through countless battles. "Sir," Lieutenant Joshi's voice broke through his reverie, "we're receiving transmissions from the outer colonies. They're cheering for us." Walker allowed himself a small smile. "Put it through, Lieutenant. Let the crew hear it." The bridge filled with a cacophony of voices, each transmission overlapping the next in a symphony of joy and gratitude. Men, women, and children from across the forgotten colonies poured out their thanks, their hope, their renewed determination to stand against the alien threat. "This is what we fight for," Walker said, his voice carrying across the bridge. "Not just for survival, but for the right to forge our own destiny among the stars." As the cheers faded, replaced by the steady hum of the ship's systems, Walker turned to his crew. Their faces reflected his own determination, each member ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. "We've won a great victory," he continued, "but our work is far from over. The aliens will regroup, and when they do, they'll come at us with everything they have. We must be ready." Lieutenant Wren nodded, his fingers dancing across the tactical display. "We'll be ready, sir. The entire fleet is at peak efficiency, and our new defensive systems are online and fully operational." "Good," Walker replied, "because I have a feeling we're going to need every advantage we can get." As if in response to his words, a priority message flashed across the main screen. Walker's brow furrowed as he read its contents, the implications sending a chill down his spine. "Sir?" Joshi asked, sensing the sudden tension. Walker took a deep breath before addressing his crew. "It seems our recent victories have stirred up a hornet's nest. Intelligence reports massive fleet movements in alien-controlled space. They're marshaling their forces, preparing for a counterattack on a scale we've never seen before." A hush fell over the bridge, the weight of this news settling heavily on every shoulder. "What are your orders, Captain?" Wren asked, breaking the silence. Walker's jaw set, his eyes blazing with determination. "We continue our mission. We protect our people, strengthen our defenses, and prepare for the storm that's coming. But more than that, we show the galaxy that the forgotten colonies will stand strong, no matter the odds." As the Phoenix and its fleet pushed deeper into space, their sensors alert for any sign of the impending alien assault, Walker couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. They had come so far, risen from obscurity to become a force that shook the very foundations of galactic power. The forgotten colonies were forgotten no more, and as they faced the greatest challenge of their existence, Walker knew that whatever the outcome, their names would be etched in the annals of history. The next chapter of their saga was about to unfold, and he intended to meet it head-on. With a final glance at the starfield stretching before them, Walker gave the order that would carry them into the uncertain future. Helm, set course for Fortitude. It's time we brought the fight to them. The Phoenix surged forward, leading the fleet towards destiny, as the forgotten colonies braced themselves for the battle that would determine the fate of humanity among the stars.